If you have ADD, ADHD, autism, or high functioning autism, and any other learning disorder out there, I want you to watch this video and I want you to listen very, very closely to me. I don't care what you feel your weaknesses are. I don't care if you've been told your whole life that you're a fuck up. I don't care. Okay? This is the bottom line. This is the type of video we're going to do. I'm going to have a personal talk with you. Even if your whole life you've been told you're a fuck up, or you're wondering it yourself, okay, why can't I have great relationships? Why am I so obsessive? Why does my mind don't shut off? Why can't I sleep? Why do my teachers, my whole life, my teachers, coaches, and mentors told me to focus. You can't focus. You're never going to be able to have a job. And if you're going through stress in your life right now, the problem what you're doing is you're focusing on your weaknesses. And this is what I want you to do. Okay, use your weaknesses as a strength. Use your weaknesses as a superpower. Because that's what they are. When you have ADD, ADHD, autism, high functioning autism, use it as your superpower. I want you to turn your weaknesses into a superpower, into being superhuman. Okay, what's your favorite superhero? They have superpowers, and so do you. This is what we got to talk about. Because you're letting your weaknesses, you're letting your little quirks you have, even if you have mental breakdowns, it doesn't matter. Because you're so focused on your weaknesses, you're determined by your weaknesses, you think it's a weakness because that's what people told you your whole life. But in reality, I'm telling you right now, in reality, it's a superpower. And you might be disagreeing with me right now today. You might be saying, Chad, how can it be my superpower? Or you could be saying, well, Chad, how can I turn this into a superpower? Maybe you believe me, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to debate with me a little bit, okay? Or maybe you say, well, Chad, you don't have ADD, ADHD. You don't have autism or high functioning autism. You don't know what you're talking about because you don't know how it is. But for one, I do have high functioning autism traits. Okay. My nephew has high functioning autism. He's 20. He's almost 21 now. He's had it his whole life. So I know a thing or two. I'm not a master of it, but I know a thing or two about it. And I know even for my nephew, lots of times words will come out of his mouth that he's a fuck up. Why do I always fuck up? Why do I always mess up? Why can't I do anything right? Because he's focused on his weaknesses. He's not focused on this superpower he has. What is this superpower? See, if you're obsessive, use it as a superpower. If you can't turn your mind off at nighttime and you have trouble sleeping, well, turn it into a superpower because that's really what it is. Your obsessiveness is a superpower. You can't turn your mind off and you're overthinking, you're overanalytical. Well, turn it into a superpower. How do you turn it into a superpower? Okay, you know if you have autism or high functioning autism, okay, you have to be careful on what you focus on because it's easy to go down to the rabbit hole of being negative and focus on the negative. Or it's easy to be floating down the rabbit hole of doing things you're not supposed to do. But you got to switch it. You switch it into a superpower. See, if you want to be an entrepreneur, well, use your obsessiveness, use your overthinking, your over analytical skills as a superpower. Be obsessed with it. Be obsessed with what you want to do. Be obsessed with how you want your life to be. Be obsessed with living a life on your terms because this obsessiveness will give you exactly what you want. This is what I mean. It's a superpower. Use your over analytical skills, use your overthinking that keeps you up all night as a superpower. Let me give you an example. Again, maybe you want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to build a website. Maybe you want to go into marketing, digital marketing. Maybe you want to build a brand. Maybe you want to build a YouTube channel. And use your overthinking, use your over analytical skills, use that you can't turn off your mind as a superpower because that's what it is. It's a superpower. You have an advantage over other people. Okay, you're thinking all night long anyway. Your mind isn't turning off anyway. So stop focusing and stop thinking about your weaknesses, what isn't right, what isn't going right, and you switch it into what you want to do, what you want to accomplish with your life. You start focusing on that. You start focusing on what you want, what you desire. Just like if you want to build a YouTube channel, you start focusing on Well, what's my brand? What do I want to make videos about? And you brainstorm, your mind starts going wild, and then you do it. And trust me on this, this is a superpower, and you will win the race. You will outperform all the normal people that you feel that's normal. Does that make sense? But what you're doing is, and what you're constantly doing is, you're letting other people's opinions of you, you're letting what people told you your whole life, you're thinking about that over and over and over again, and you think it's a weakness, and it is not. It is a superpower. It is a God's gift to you, so use it as that. This is what you have to understand. You have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten who you really are. You have forgotten that you are a spiritual being. You have forgotten that Jesus Christ is inside you. You have forgotten that abundance is your birthright. You have forgotten that you can bend reality at your will. You have forgotten that you can call the unseen into the seen. You have forgotten that abundance is all around you. You have forgotten that you can live your life on your terms. You have forgotten to ask, believe, and receive. You have forgotten all these things. You have forgotten that God is inside you. You have forgotten that the Spirit is inside you. You have forgotten that all the powers that God has, you can do. And if you debate me on this, open your Bible and read the New Testament, because Jesus told all his disciples all the miracles he performed that everybody can do, and you can do even more. These are the promises of God. These are the laws of God. You have forgotten all these things, and I have too. I'm not excluded in this. I've forgotten them as well. And I got to remind myself every single day. So stop focusing on the weaknesses. Stop focusing on what you think what's wrong with you, and turn it into a superpower. Turn your obsessiveness into a superpower. Turn your overthinking into a superpower. Turn that you can't sleep at night into a superpower. And whatever other thing, ailment, little quirk you have or you think you have, turn it into a superpower. And if your voice is going crazy, use affirmations all through the day. If little voices are telling you things that you can't do this, you can't do that, you don't have superpowers, who is telling you this? Because it is not coming from God. It is not coming from universal law. So you got to remind yourself that abundance is my birthright. You got to say this stuff out loud. Okay, especially if you're by yourself at nighttime, or you murmur it to yourself, that I am a child of God. God is inside me. God isn't living in the clouds with the Care Bears. Bottom line, God isn't external from me that we're taught in Sunday school and we're taught in churches today. God is inside you. The Spirit is inside you. If God is inside you, the great I am is inside you. That means you are endowed with the powers of God. You are endowed with your superpowers. But yet you're focusing on your weaknesses. You're focusing on the weaknesses that everybody told you, but they're really not a weakness. I want to tell you that. And what you got to do, you got to remind yourself every day, I'm a child of God. The great I am is inside me. I can have anything I want. Ask, believe, and receive. It's all over the New Testament. Even if you don't know what your religion is, it doesn't matter. Okay? All the religions across the planet Earth, okay, agree with this one thing. It's all over. I live in Thailand, by the way. The two religions in Thailand is Buddhism, Muslim. Okay, that's the top, okay? Even in Buddhism, it's ask, believe, and receive. What you believe will come to you. Be careful of your thoughts, because what you think will come back to you. It's all over. It doesn't matter what you study. Okay, this stuff is across all platforms. So when your mind's going crazy, you're thinking negative, wealth comes to me in abundance. Abundance is my birthright. God supplies all my needs. If you're starting off the entrepreneur journey, your mind goes down the rabbit hole negativity, you start worrying about being an entrepreneur. My business is booming, baby. My business is growing every day. Everybody wants to work with me. Everybody listens to my stuff. You worry about finances, you worry about money, but money comes to me in abundance. Money comes to me in avalanches. Every time I spend money, money comes back to me double. Okay, do this, because I've actually done this and I still do this today. When I go grocery shopping in a store, I always murmur to myself. I don't really say it out loud because I don't want people to think I'm that crazy. Okay. But this is what I do is when I walk around a store, especially a grocery store, I say, I can buy anything I want in here because it's true. It creates no internal conflict because of course I'm not going to buy the whole store. I'm not going to buy everything, but anything I want, I can buy. It's not out of your price range. It's not out of my price range. It's not out of your price range. So when you say this, it becomes true. And when you do this every single time you're in a store, what happens to your subconscious mind? You tend to believe it. What you tell yourself over and over and over and over again, no matter positive or negative, no matter true or false, becomes true for you. That's the power of the subconscious mind, baby. But I've had some tremendous experiences with this because once I got in the habit of doing this, and once I started doing it without even thinking and reminding myself, I went to a car show. I'm in Thailand. I live in Hue Hin. A couple months ago, my girlfriend and I went to a luxury car show. So they had a lot of Porsches there, McLarens. They had Lamborghinis, and so they had at least probably 30, 35 cars there. But I caught myself when I was walking around looking at these cars, I caught myself saying, I can buy anything I want in here. I can buy that car. It's not out of my price range. I can have it. Isn't that really weird? Okay. And it all started off with me just saying this, murmuring it to myself inside a grocery store. Because what you tell yourself all day long becomes true. Okay. No matter positive or negative. If you're focusing on your weaknesses, well, that's what you're seeing. This is why I'm telling you, you got to turn your weaknesses into a superpower because you have this superpower, but no one's telling you that it's a superpower. But I'm here telling you today that it is a superpower. People have you focus on your weaknesses. Now, all of a sudden, that's what you're focused on. That's what you're thinking about all day long. If you have something negative happening in your life, besides just fluffing it off, you turn it into a meltdown. You turn it into, well, I'm a fuck up. What you have to understand is we all have things happen in our lives that we don't like. Okay, we all have negative things that happen in our lives that we don't like. Okay, some of it is out of our control. But this is what you have to understand is if it's out of your control, don't give no thought to it because you can't change it anyway. Okay, just stop, recognize it. Hey, I'm not in control of this. I can't change this. So give it no emotion, walk around it, realize that what you want is already yours. What you want in life, you call the unseen into the seen. You focus on what you want. You don't let a little negative thing, a little anthill, a little grain of rice throw you off track. And this is what you're doing. We all do it, not just you. I do it. I do it too. My girlfriend does it. Every time I meet somebody, they do it. Okay. But how you become a mastermind, how you become where you only focus on your superpower is reminding that you have this superpower. And this might sound cheesy. This might sound cheesy for some. You might be watching this and you don't believe me, but this is the law of belief. What you believe to be true will be shown to you. And these are the promises of God. These are the laws of the universe. What I believe to be true in my life has to be shown to me, and what you believe to be true in your life has to be shown to you. These are spiritual laws. These are definite laws. This is definite. I'm not lying to you. What you believe to be true for you has to be shown to you. It has to manifest into your life. This is what I'm telling you. If you know the law of being and you believe what I'm telling you is don't focus on your weaknesses, only focus on your superpower. And your superpower are your weaknesses that you're focusing on. You flip it and you twist it into a superpower. If you believe it's a superpower, it is a superpower. And by the promise of the God, by the laws of the universe, how the subconscious mind works, what you believe to be true is true for you, and it has to be shown to you. It has to manifest into your reality. So as we wrap this up, because I don't want this to be a long-winded video, turn all your weaknesses. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've been told your whole life. It doesn't matter that if you're obsessive. And this obsessiveness has destroyed relationships. This obsessiveness has got you fired from jobs. Now all of a sudden you're turning into a weakness when I'm telling you that it's a strength, when I'm telling you it's your superpower. Stop focusing on a weakness, turn it into a superpower. Turn your overthinking, you're over analytical. You can't sleep at night because your mind is constantly running and you're thinking. Stop focusing on what you don't want. Stop focusing on what's wrong with me and turn it into a superpower and focus on what you want. Focus on what you want for your life. Focus on that you can call the unseen into the seen. You can bend reality to your will. What you say has to happen to you. You believe this stuff, you focus on it, and your life will change. But it starts with you. It starts with you knowing you have this superpower. This is what I want to tell you. You have this superpower. You can do, have anything you want in life. Stop letting people tell you have this weakness. Because you don't. You have this superpower. Turn your weaknesses into a superpower. Other than that, my friends, comment below if you have questions on this. Comment below if you need help or you need a little bit of encouragement or you don't really know. Okay, you need a little bit more information. I always answer my comments. But anyway, blessings to you. Peace be with you. And remember, you have this superpower. You just have to say it. The superpower is yours. But other than that, blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video.